Welcome back to lymphatics. Let's take a look at what we have. So lymphatics, we said, were associated with the removal of extra fluid from tissue spaces and returning it back to blood vessels. Another thing that it does is helps out with defending the body. Thymus, lymph nodes, the spleen, GALT, which is gut-associated lymphoid tissue. These are all associated with white blood cells, defending the body, and lymphocytes. You remember we said lymphocytes. What were the three? B10 lymph, B cells, T cells, and natural killer cells. Let's continue on. So what do they have that's similar and different from your other blood vessels? They're very similar to veins, and I showed a little diagram chart in conceptualizing these. Veins and lymphatics both have one-way valves because they're usually taking fluid from the extremities and returning it back to the heart, so they have to go against gravity. Some other images associated with it. Now you see lymphocytes. What are the three? B cells, T cells, natural killers. When it comes to review of white blood cells, they will be tested on, but you have to go back to the video that has white blood cell review on it. So here we go again, one-way valves. Where do you find it in? Find it in veins and lymphatic vessels, not in arteries, because arteries are away from the heart, so they're usually with gravity. Lymphatic vessel and a vein again, lymphatic vessel with a valve again. So a review. This is something you had to study with your bold words. Right lymphatic duct only takes fluid from the right arm, right side of the face, and right chest. The rest of the body comes or is filtered into the thoracic duct, and all of this returns fluid back to the blood vessels. So if on the exams or on the quizzes you see right leg, it's still going to be thoracic duct. Here we go. Here's an image. So all of the thoracic fluid and all of the lymphatic fluid drains back into the bloodstream through this little notch, and we call it the thoracic or jugular and subclavian notch. And this is what I want you guys to remember for this. Right side of the body, left side of the body, and then they connect back to the heart through the superior vena cava. So if it's coming from the head, it's not carotid because these are not arteries. This is a vein, so internal jugular vein on both sides. Between that and underneath the clavicle is subclavian vein, right? Subclavian vein. The thoracic duct empties its contents into the junction between the internal jugular vein and subclavian veins. Same thing for the right lymphatic duct. Does the same, and the whole goal is to get fluid back to the heart so it can get oxygenated by the lungs and return to the rest of the body. Quick look, let's continue on. Ooh, what is this? We said the equation for edema was what? E occurs when filtration is greater than lymphatic removal and or absorption. So lymphatic removal, if I obstruct to destroy the lymph, what am I going to get? I'm going to get this. This is called lymphedema, and it's caused by filariasis. Damaging to any of the lymphatic vessels or valves can lead to swelling. How do you treat this? Well, the only thing you can do, think about it, you can't stick something in and drain the fluid because this is fluid inside of your tissues. So that's out. You can't do drainage. What else can you do? Well, you can put a blood pressure cuff, because the blood pressure cuff, if there's pressure pushing from the capillaries and I want to push from the tissues, add pressure from the tissues, I could put a blood pressure cuff. Or think of the legs. Stockings will help to increase the pressure in the tissue and push it back into the capillaries. Okay, have you ever put on a blood pressure cuff? If you put that blood pressure cuff on the entire day, painful or not painful? Yes, it's a painful treatment option. So that's probably an option that's out. Okay, what else can you do? You can give a diuretic, but that'll just remove fluid everywhere. That might not work long term. Really, there's no treatment option. There's nothing that will help completely to remove all the fluid that is now in here. Look at the other arm. The other arm is normal, and this one has your edema because of destruction of the vessels inside of the arm. Wow, what is this? Anybody? Anybody? This is the same thing. This is edema, elephantiasis. The scrotum, right? And we have the calves, we have the arms. And in order for him to hold up his arms, he needs structures for support. Let's take a break on that and then come back for white blood cells review. Really quick review.